So, welcome back everybody. It's episode 3 for my Reaver Golems, and currently we are transforming the city of Flotsam and putting it into war position. We've had a pretty successful run so far, but we now have the other problem on our hand. We have war with the strongest player on the battlefield. These guys are pretty powerful, they're feudals, and I wonder if I have just made my life too miserable to win, or if we're just going to tackle it. We'll see about that. I have, like I said in the first episode, almost no experience with the story mode whatsoever. Doesn't matter. It's all fun, isn't it? So we're picking up the experienced leader trait now for all of our heroes where we can. As I think personally, it is just a very, very powerful trait. Let's see what'll happen now. Our scouts obviously get sorted out. That is not a big surprise to me. Probably I should and could summon myself a few more golems, but first I want that engraving of focus, as it will allow my golems to also mark the enemy. That means my archers will have an even easier time hitting the enemy. Now, Tier 2 tomes, finally. So we have to get now to the difficult decision between artificing and the construct. In my situation, it's a pretty easy one, artificing. Artisan armaments will make my melees go crazy. Iron golems, finally the shield unit you can rely on. Siege magic, and that's a pretty nifty one for our supporters. And yeah, all the good stuff. Personally think the Tome of the Construction is much better in the later stages of the game. So, I'll go for the Iron Golem research first, as this will finally give me a good incentive to get these tier 3 cities down. So far I didn't. So, the Wizard Tower, well, it's now getting more and more interesting. It wasn't, as we had a tremendously generous start with Imperium income, so I wasn't going too crazy about that. So, a Dredger Quarry, so we have that one too. The city just needs that city hall upgrade. That's why I'm cranking out money building structures wherever I can. So, I think, well, it's difficult for me. On one hand, I want to get rid of that outpost back there, but this is basically, well, it's hard to pull off. They already have a pretty decent fortification there. On the other hand, if I would go up there, this would open up the AI's reach to just attack me there, which sucks. That's why I don't. I need also gold for picking up another hero. This is a pretty difficult map, as the resources on it are very contested very early. There you see. It was better to stay here. But I personally think we took a good cut of the prime resources here in form of 4 cities. There we go. Engraving of focus. Now all of our dudes here start using that, and this is just getting us way more damage on our mage locks. So this build has a fascinating synergy between golem and mage lock. That's what I personally really love about it. There's yeah, it is what it is. It's very highly synergistic. So I ordered that steel hall with the money right away before I accidentally spend it on something else here. So a Wizard Tower Foundation is also way overdue. Alrighty. Let's get into their faces. Safe battle. Let's see what auto combat cooks up. Yeah. We don't need to worry about that. Do I want a Gortusk Piglet? They evolve into Gortusk Matriarchs. Tell you what, we're keeping it. We're in war. In a war situation, I'm personally much more inclined to pick to keep troops like these, as it well, it's a pretty dangerous situation that we are in after. Okay. So, do I want to invest more mana? No, I want to keep up some mana for battlefield purposes. So, Kingerhelm is the next stop on our road trip. Road trip to domination. Archon blood acquired. Look at that. Flotsam is ours. So, yeah, we do see a pretty nice spike in income here on all fronts. Now, let's see what tier had Flotsam. Just hoping for that. So, we conquered ourselves a tier 3 city. That's a nice trick, isn't it? So, we circumvented the entire construction path. And we just got ourselves a completed city. We also only need a hero on top of that and another summoned golem for an entire regimen completed there. But I think I might be... We're doing this. Alright, so now we got all that. What next? Very inclined to pay Kingerhelm a visit, you know? Because they were full of words that were not nice to hear, only because I decided to take a free city. I dislike that. Very much so. Alrighty, so let's keep spamming those vendors so I can get me those heroes faster. Oh, let's see. Well, there's for sure not much army hanging out in Kingerhelm, but they will come eventually. The Kingerhelmian defense, though, is ridiculous. So we're definitely going all into here. Let's for a second move our troops into position. Probably might have to save scum on this, as this surely looks way too good to be true. But whatever, we're pilfering here while we're standing there, and we're going to, let's see, cut it down to 2 turns. Yes. All right. Yeah, I know. My domain has been invaded. That sounds very, very problematic, but I don't see where. Well. Now, let's stop investing for a moment. Arcadia can annex a province. So, 3 farms and no foresters whatsoever. Okay. Sucks. But what sucks even more is to lose your silver tongue fruit to me like that. Oh, in your face. Well, let's see. This would hurt this guy extremely to just lose his city cheaply like that, but yeah, it ain't gonna happen. So this is going to be a real fight for the first time, I'm afraid. As I see some really high tier action going on this end. But it also looks as if we have a decent chance on blitzing them down. I want to shuffle once, just for that. So, yeah. This is now sort of a 50-50 situation. If I either should retreat because the cavalry will come back home next turn, or if I just should stay and try to take the city by surprise. I'll go with the latter, because I can't just load if I don't. Yeah, it sucks, I know. You know, in strategy games, I usually only grew better because I took the riskiest approach first and adapted then. Adapted and adapted. So, I don't want to give any Imperium right now. Oh, we need knowledge extraction. So we're going to vassalize that city. That much is a given. So, there they go. For a counteroffensive, probably just moving troops to the outpost there. So yeah, the Nimue is sieging on Arcadia. Should I just capture Kingerhelm then instead? I think that's what I'll do. Alright. So, let's see how this will play out. It's a low-risk battle according to the AI, so show me. Not bad. Not bad at all. Wow. I mean, there's no heroes involved. But, for an AI battle, pretty impressive. So, I'm at 199 points. That sucks. I have 1 point of Imperium missing to be able to conquer that city next to this is just sometimes numbers can be so cruel. Alright, so this is basically the first real battle for our build. Now let's see if we can cut our losses compared to what the AI did. I doubt it though, because I'm fielding a lot of low tier crappy units versus quite a lot of higher tier stuff, but we'll see how it plays out. For the first time, I also have enough mana to work with, so that's going to be a very interesting component here as well. So we're going to start rocking the Inspiring Chance now. So let's see, how much advantage do they have in their current position? Well, they have a lot of ranged guys sitting in the entrenchments there. So what I'm going to do then is we're going to go all in and attack the Inquisitors here, because these guys are really hurting. I think I'll be also reinforcing the battlefield here. And here we forgot the current order. I should have triggered my hero a turn later, so I can use overchannel. But we're just going to overchannel next turn then, it's no props. So, let's start healing with small regenerations where necessary, and let's see what they do next turn. Currently, I don't see much of a loss if I just stand here and see what they're doing to me. Yeah, they're buffing themselves up, but we are really good at buff removal altogether. Okay. That was a wasted turn. That was a bad turn. Don't do that at all. So they showed me that they are really good at busting us down here on that end. But I mean, insofar it is a useful lesson still, because it showed me that I need to take full-on action against these. With this half-assed action, I won't get VAR. Alright. Let's give them their last opportunity to get buffed. I mean, at some point they need to attack. And that's the point that I'm waiting out here. Oh, they're not. The AI has been massively improved. I gotta say, this was not possible in the past. Nice. I like that. Alright, so yeah, this just brings us to the point where we need to advance into their advantage, which was something the AI wasn't doing in the past. In city defenses, the AI was, in previous versions, just rushing headlong into your face to no avail. Alright, so since there is almost nothing to be lost if we just try to take a shot, as long as the red line doesn't cross your own troops. See here, this is a risky shot. This is the shot you shouldn't take. Let's see. Too bad that net would have been a nice one if it did hit. So the very first thing that we need to get done here somehow is to break up their formation without getting ourselves nuked right away. The Corrupted Spirit, I think, showcased very decently what happens if we don't position ourselves well. There is a very high likelihood that the first unit that we're putting into the gutter here will be just nuked away by the high tier troops of our enemy. Also, the clock is ticking. All my buffs that I did are expiring, and I don't have the mana to do them again, whereas my enemy is just using troop-based buffs. Therefore, their buffs, they just don't expire. But yeah, they're just turtling down, aren't they? Idiots. Anyways, that makes it actually a lot easier than I thought. So, or does it? We'll see about that. So, do I have a cleanse here? They stunned my stone spirit. Doesn't stop me from cleansing with that spell. And yeah, we're going to go for the good old action here. As this slam also does rip down defenses, it is a very, very nifty tool in situations like these. So we want to focus down this nasty tier 4 knight first. So my first intentions here will be to send as many of my people that can blind as possible on this fella. And probably do one of these attacks here too. Every mark matters, as I like to say. So let's see, taking aim here. Well, that was not a good shot, but whatever. So we can take aim now and start getting on them here. They resist our purging arrows. Oh, how undelightful. So what's really, really a problem at the end of the day for this build is always the true lack of shock troops. I mean, we are getting some there. Here now, I'm a little bit in a very, very difficult situation. Let's start poking these guys first. I am afraid that the knights will just nuke my troops if I step up front just there and get in there without and attack first because of the retaliation attacks. That's what I'm trying to say here with all my stammering. Let's see. But in a fight like this, the problem is that somebody has to die eventually. Somebody has to pull the trigger. So, and because of that, it's very important that you don't accidentally 66 retaliation there, see. You don't accidentally waste the life of your heroes or something like that. It's bad enough as it is, and the bannermen there, they do a solid job at healing the enemy up. Let's see. Do they kill my stone spirit? They didn't manage to do so this turn. That's a very good end of this turn. So let's send in the Gore Tusk Piglet to break the retaliation of this guy. This is an excellent first turn, and without the shadow of a doubt, good action. I do need to get my healers up front here to get that patch up going, because without a patch up, this guy is a dead guy. Alright, well, let's keep going here. The big thing that's working against me here is that I gave the enemy a ton of time to buff themselves up. That was partially misplay of my side, because I underestimated the intelligence of the current iteration of the AI. Good job on that. This game's getting consecutively harder and harder. And, yeah, that's pretty much on me. But as we saw, the AI was also suffering quite a lot of losses here at this combat. So, let's see. We keep aiming on the mage logs. Ooh, this is a very risky shot. I'll take it nevertheless, because we need to get some damage in on these guys. There we go. So here, this is the same situation as before. The retaliation makes it really, really unsavory to attack, but we do it still. If you have to do something like that, always pick the troop that has the most, that has virtual HP of sorts. Because here, this is just something that we can heal up. So, let's see. A web spit is not possible here. Too bad about that. But we have a shield wall on that hero. So what really, really is important to me, and that even is enough for me to take that retaliation blow, and yeah, rip Mr. Stone Spirit, you're going to die next turn. Why did I take that decision? Because I want that tier 4 knight to be dead before the AI gets a chance on patching him up again. In situations like that, it'd be devastating for us if this guy would have been allowed to be patched up by a blitz heal or anything like this. We're basically trading a tier 3 against a tier 4 unit, and I think this is not the worst trade in the world. It also binds the attack of the other tier 3 unit of theirs, and now their supporters are doing this in a circle. But as you see, there was enough healing in the pipeline to be problematic. Alright. To me personally, a keystone to this build is that you always need to know who you're going to sacrifice. There is going to be a sacrifice one way or another, the way this build is tinkered, because you just have a hard time in just keeping everybody alive. By the way, part of what I'm doing here is also just keeping their supporters busy for no good reason at all, which is good for us. So let's see if we can get a blindness on this guy in. Sadly not. Alright, so we need to walk here. So that was this supporter here is severely in the way of the troops. So let's see. Yeah, I'll take the here again. I decided that this guy is good to take the retaliation attack. There's still one more retaliation attack in the box, so we need to take care of that too. But yeah. This is one unsavory battle, if I might dare say so. This is really one of the most obnoxious situations that I've been in for a while, since a while. But, yeah. Game does that to you, at times. That's a clear shot with an 85% chance. So we're going to see how much better we can make that. But in the meantime, I'm going to give those pesky supporters a battering. I'll also put the spears in front of the knight. I'll take that one more time. Uh, 45 is good enough. And blindness for the other guys, and there we go. Yeah, there you see the power of the healings. This is one nasty cluster. But I think we're breaking up quite decently. As far as things stand, we have lost our shield, and I think I'm starting to get the situation under control in a manner that we might be even able to take them down without any further casualties on our side. Let's try it like that. My web spit is a single action ability. We do need some healing on this front here, though. There we go. Retaliation cancelled. Successful. Let's see where we can whip up some healing, if any. Yeah, so yeah, we need to heal up these guys. Because we desperately need to get in some damage on these knights, so they finally can be put down. There we go. This is pretty much our victory, as the remaining supporters will have a very hard time in bursting down the remaining survivors, as we are blinding them quite, yeah, well, somewhat reliably-ish. And we're also getting quite hard on them there. So let's see. Bang. That's the sound of defeat. Alright, quite a difficult battle, not gonna lie. And it makes me quite happy to see that we are standing in front of a good chance to win that without casualties. I don't want to be too happy too early. There's still a chance of losing troops. There's still a couple of dudes down there being annoying and all. But, yeah. We successfully have beaten down an army that had access to higher tier troops than ours. So far, so good. We need to be very wary about the hero there. So... there we go. Definitely need a few more overseers. That's the verdict of the current situation. Or more hero healing. That would be also an option. But the patch-up is really truly a mighty ability in my humble opinion. So, let's see. Despite a couple of severe misplays on my side, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that I did a couple of mistakes there, this battle went down quite decently. I did especially a couple of bad plays in the beginning of the fight, where I expected the enemy to just come out and play, as they usually did in the past, but they don't anymore. And I love it. I really think that this is a very good choice from the developer's side to make the AI ever more vicious. When I started playing Age of Wonders 4, I really thought that this game had a standard AI of sorts like, you know, average, normal 4X games AI. I don't take that shot. I don't want to accidentally nuke my hero. But by now, it's really one hell of a good AI. And did you just see how we wiped clean this guy off of his bolstered defenses just with one shot? It's the power of purging arrows, baby. It's especially powerful since it wipes clean an entire freaking stack of a buff. That's what I personally really love. So yeah, we're losing Arcadia, but we're gaining Kingerhelm. Is this a good trade? I think so. I really think that we're taking at the better end of the trade here, but I don't think that I'll be able to hold the turf against Nimue here when she's taking Arcadia. I wouldn't know how, as we are just so effing far away from this pot there, that I think it is just smarter to shift my fronts. So yes, that was a much better outcome than the one that the AI produced. Especially because it shouldn't take that extremely much longer for our first copper golems to evolve. This, though, is really, really a freaking hot mess. Anyways, 2 turns until Arcadia is conquered, which is sort of a shame as it's just one freaking hero and another boring troop, but whatever. No valid targets in the army. No! The only valid target for the spell just died away. Anyways, so Zessin can expand. But where to? Let's take that Forester here. So yeah, we definitely need to shift our attention back to another direction there. But I'd say this was a very, very big success. So let's recruit ourselves a new hero. So, special province improvements cost less production versus conjure animal. You had me at conjure. So, well, I don't want to lose my hero here between the enemy lines, so we're not going to move him anywhere. I will be building next. Well, I think it's going to be a market and then a bathhouse. We are going to produce that overseer I've been talking about. And, yeah. Steresk can make that Mod of Forge happen. And I am considering summoning a new and fresh, hot Golem army somewhere. So, well... Geez, I can do that. We'll try that. It's a relatively low-cost effort, but it probably gets me there. It's better than trying nothing. Alright, now we can just migrate the city to our own species. And as you see there, we're getting those evil action points together in no time. But I highly doubt that 2 spears will be enough to take down this guy. Well... Summoning yet another golem won't be helping much. I need to stay here in the vicinity until Kingerhelm is fully assimilated. I don't want to give the AI a chance on taking my city by surprise. Nuh-uh. That would suck. So, Flotsam. Got that thing down. let's keep spreading out those markets, as this gives me a nice momentum money-wise. And another research post. Whispering Stones. So at this point, impossible battle, yeah. Is it an impossible battle, though? Ah, well. Let's take this episode into a slight overtime and see what we can or can't do. So, let's first off retreat our troops a little bit backwards. See what the enemy do. Sprint and regeneration. The hero of theirs is a whirlwind striking dude. We got some spells there. Sundering our defenses, are we? Well, okay. So, let's take what we can do. Let's see what we can do about that. If I can suppressing barrage this guy... Ah, well, alright, never mind. That would have been probably a victory condition. Oh boy, what's that thing? Wording link, I see. So, yeah. The real problem why it's not going to work is that we are just not getting enough damage together to burst down the hero. Spears are pretty effective against heroes, but not effective enough against this monster that even has a warding link on her side. So, good job on that. So, Nimue got a lot more dangerous in the Mystic update, as she's obviously now a summoner. So, my friends, we are going to continue this next episode. I thank you all for watching. I hope this is going to be something that we can win. I mean, I basically only need to take care of this front now anymore, so I think I got the better end of the deal for my end. So, thanks for watching. Comments go down below. Thumbs up would be appreciated. Consider subscribing, and see you all in the next episode. Feel free to support Icon Gaming, and let me know what other builds you want to see in action. See you there. Bye-bye.